My name is Georgia O'Brien, a Bachelor of Education student at ACU in Melbourne. I'm going to be speaking to you about my involvement within the arts program there, and specifically my group's art installation piece, Pieces of Melbourne Cultural Puzzle. Performance art is defined as being organically interdisciplinary, and as a result of this, we as a group strive to actively incorporate both the arts and the 7 domains presented throughout AusVels. The theme for my group's performance piece was cultures, and more specifically, its influence in Melbourne. This theme was formed through discussions with my peers. While there were several areas that I was an active participant throughout my performance piece, my individual role was to actively incorporate 2 AusVels domains, both music and languages. Important dimensions I found within music and the arts included creating and making, as well as exploring and responding, while the learning focuses included body percussion and the use of creating existing instruments. The dimensions within languages included communicating in a language other than English and intercultural knowledge, as well as language awareness. The learning focuses for language included understanding the language in relation to the world around us and the cultural context in which the language derived from. So how would incorporating language and music be beneficial to students within the education context? Hayson, in 2012, explores the idea that if we let students play, talk and play some more, the students will give their task full attention and furthermore find it a rewarding and engaging process. Lowes and Borman in 2012 also encourage educators to find an authentic purpose for their teachings and make it explicitly known to their students. I believe that by establishing collaborative and trusting relationships with students is essential for a successful learning environment. Jolly's 1975 journal, The Use of Teaching Songs in Foreign Languages, is a fantastic resource for any language teacher. Jolly states that songs occupy the middle ground disciplines of linguistics and musicology, possessing both the communicative aspect of language and the entertainment aspect of music. This then leads into further exploration from Jolly into at what point does speech become song. This statement makes me think further about my understanding of music and language and would be a great prompt to use for beginning students. Reflecting upon these 2 disciplines, I believe a brilliant task for students learning a language would be to create and record their own song using instruments from the culture of study, which in this case is India. Students could replicate a well-known existing language song or create an original. This strongly links into Bloom's taxonomy of higher order thinking. Higher order thinking is much more than remembering, understanding and applying knowledge. It is about analysing, evaluating and above all creating. As a result of the students collaboratively constructing their music pieces, this lesson also links to Bandura's social learning theory. Bandura's theory states that children pay attention to models and encode their behaviour, and that they may imitate the behaviour observed. This activity would both incorporate the use of language, music, and interactive computer technologies. Throughout my lesson, I would have the students listen to various Indian rhythms and identify various instruments being used to convey emotions. The students will then be given instructions as to how to construct an Indian instrument called a lezim, which they will then use to create their own piece of music. When teaching is presented in an interesting and creative way, students become more active and engaged. Songs have been shown to decrease the likelihood of behavioural problems such as boredom and acting out within the classroom setting. Recent research from Alter, Hayes and O'Hara in 2009 indicate that teachers feel most comfortable when teaching visual arts and least confident when teaching music. After reading this statement, I reflected upon why this might be the case. Throughout past placements, I've recognised that a specialist teacher often teaches music, whereas art is taught more frequently by the generalised classroom teacher. Throughout this process, I've been faced with challenges also. These included having to familiarise myself with the various genres of Indian music that would be applicable in the classroom setting. One challenge was also to try and make this as meaning as possible for the students in order for them to receive the deepest possible learning experience. Personally, having further education in music and music performance, I am feeling increasingly excited to teach both music and languages throughout my teaching career. Finally, I would like to leave you with a statement from Coleman in 2012. A pedagogy that helps make learning more meaningful and important to students, that combines the prior knowledge and identities of cultures and combines them with the internal development of literacy and the English language, can be beneficial to EAL, non-EAL students, and the students learning language. Thank you for your time, and I hope that this video has given you the tools to feel more confident to teach music and languages collectively within your classroom and school curriculum.